We strongly urge Ukrainians to continue the process of reforming their democracy, even if not particularly during this moment of crisis. Because this is a troubling time where everyone is looking for those reforms to be implemented, and they can make a huge difference in rebuilding confidence and also in providing a sense in Russia that the concerns expressed by the separatists are in fact being listened to and being
I want to give a shout out to my boy here in the queues. He know who he is. Him and his two little boys. All of them got mad long hair. Him and his wife. She a good woman. God bless her. God bless her sons. God bless the bearer of that good knowledge, my boy. I just seen him at the Dollar General the other day.
So again, I thank Foreign Minister Klimkin.
He got to see my page. He said he liked it, so gotta give my boy a shout out here in the queues, my man. Hope you get better in health and prosperity and everything. Much love, my man.
We're talking about the possibility of when we could find time for a visit to continue this discussion more directly with the Prime Minister and with President Poroshenko. I think we share high hopes for the possibilities of what a resolution of this crisis with the separatists and with Russia could bring. A strong Ukraine, the respect for their sovereignty, and the possibilities of stability for the region. Mr. Foreign Minister. Foreign Minister, please.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Secretary of State.
Something's wrong. Look at that man's face.
Been watching Secretary of
He's
State
never
John
like
Kerry,
that.
Delivering a news conference along with Ukrainian Foreign Minister Pavlo Klimkin at the State Department. Secretary of State Kerry says it is well past time for the violence to stop in Ukraine. He condemned the pro-Russian rebels in Ukraine for not allowing investigators to reach the crash site of MH17 and do the work that they need to do nearly 2 weeks after that plane went down. And he talked about also the fact that the world right now is on the precipice of perhaps installing serious sanctions, the most serious yet, against Russia for their actions in and around Ukraine. I want to bring in Elise Labott right now.
Guys, real quick, the more sanctions you put on Putin, the more it looks better on him to his people. It ain't about how it looks to us, it's about to his people. Remember, he said he's fighting the New World Order. So the more sanctions the world order puts on him, the more better he looks in the eyes of his people. He's going to start looking like Conan the Barbarian here pretty damn soon. And he already is to his people.
Britain, France, Germany, they are really interdependent economically. And so when you talk about the British or the French or the German hitting Russian financial companies, energy companies.
They're not going to do it. They need them for the oil.
That is very significant and really shows that the U.S. and the Europeans are growing increasingly united on how to deal with President Putin.
And desperate. Yo, it's not going to do nothing.
Getting what he wants right now from the Europeans and from the Ukrainians. Look, Secretary of State John Kerry is very busy right now. He's had some issues in the Middle East. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But how is he forging ahead in dealing with the Ukrainian crisis?
Well, it's really difficult, and it's not that he can't put all of his attention, spread it out a little bit, but when he's dealing with the Middle East, as he was last week, it's really hard for him to focus really intensely on Ukraine. Listen,
is it to me? Is it me, or is it, you know, the viewers too? Does Kerry seem like he is doing more than Obama is, as far as in the presidency type ordeal?
Really going to be hit that hard. The Europeans
even Joe
saying,
Biden, he's doing more than Joe Biden.
Interest, and we want to make sure that these sanctions
he's really
Russia,
acting like he's President John Kerry.
But I think as they continue to talk, the downing of Malaysian Airlines Flight 17, I think
even
was
though
very
he's Secretary of State,
turning the tide
dude,
of European
Obama should be doing the things that John Kerry should be doing. It's like Wolf Blitzer is doing the job for CNN overseas, being a voice, but he's being backed by CNN. You know, it's like Obama CNN, Joe Biden, or John Kerry them is Wolf Blitzer. In a way,
families are waiting for some sort of closure, calling for a thorough and overdue
investigation unfettered. At least we're going to ask you to stand by. I want to bring in our Barbara Starr. It's
I mean,
very
the
interesting.
White House
Barbara,
would be
as we
CNN.
bring, word
Obama
of
would
what
be
the
Wolf
Secretary
Blitzer.
of State is saying about the fact that
After Wolf
Ukrainians are ready for a
Blitzer, you got the
ceasefire.
Anderson
Your
Cooper. That would be
intelligence is
Joe
telling us that
Biden. Then after
there
Joe
has been
Biden,
reports of missile
Anderson
firing
Cooper,
upon the
you
Russian
got
separatists from the
fucking
Ukrainian side.
From the Ukrainian government
old
forces,
dude,
indeed, Michaela, John.
Shepard Smith from Fox
U.S. officials
News.
now confirming to CNN
That'd be
what
John
we
Kerry
dug out,
ass.
what we learned ourselves here, which is that U.S. intelligence saw through its satellite systems Ukrainian forces launching short-range surface-to-air, surface-to-surface ballistic missiles from Ukrainian government positions into the separatist-held areas. This happened over the last 48 hours. This is a game changer on the battlefield. These weapons, these short-range ballistic missiles, have warheads up to 1,000 pounds. They can go 50-plus miles. They fired them apparently against separatist positions, looking to take out separatist capability. The question is, why aren't we hearing very much about it? Even a minute ago, you saw Secretary Kerry talk about the Russians sending heavy weapons across the border so the separatists could attack. This time, it's the units that the U.S. supports, the so-called good guys, escalating the force on the battlefield, ratcheting all of this up at a time when the U.S. is looking for de-escalation.
Well, and that's exactly the point, Barbara. The Secretary of State talking about just moments ago the need for a ceasefire now, and that the U.S. supports the Ukrainian call for ceasefire, yet the Ukrainians obviously escalating things in their own right. So it almost seems like people are talking out of both sides of their mouth.
It often happens on the battlefield, that's everybody looks to create their own strongest position. It may well be that what the Ukrainians are trying to do is to continue to push the separatists out, push them back to the border, take territory away from them, and
because why did I tell you?
key areas
If
in
these
eastern
people don't
Ukraine.
start doing
The
what they're supposed to
problem,
do
the
over
battlefield problem
Ukraine,
is, what will
the
the
Ukrainians
Russians do
are
about this?
little
How will they
boys,
react?
like the Boy
Because
Scouts.
they
Is
have
for the
been sending
Ukrainians,
heavy
is
weapons
converted to
across
our
the border
military, like the
to
Boy Scouts.
bolster the
So
separatists,
if
so the
they don't
separatists
start doing what
can
they're supposed to
counterattack
do,
against the Ukrainians
these separatist
and,
groups are going to
keep
go
a hold
to
of the
Israel.
territory they have. This battle
Please
is
believe it.
really
That's
turning
what
into just
they're trying to
all-out
stop.
ground combat.
It ain't
And of
that
course, the
they're
concern
just
is it will
fighting
be
the
Ukrainian
Russian
civilians once again
separatists. They're
caught
fighting
in the
a
middle.
group that is trying to get to Israel from the back and ass through Hamas, because Hamas, Syria,
but turned away at least
the Russian separatists, all of those groups want to descend on Israel. Get it through your minds. Pass the word around. You don't. Where's the proof? Go through my clips and watch how many times our news is, like CNN got in trouble the day before yesterday, going against Israel. And Fox News is on there like, yo, we watch videos like people are saying, why are you supporting Hamas? That's a terrorist group. Dude, who's making videos saying that? Me and a couple other guys. So if you support Hamas, you support terrorism. Even if your family lived there, your family is under a terrorist-backed regime. That's what people got to realize. It's like, oh, my family is part of Hamas. What's good? What's good? Kafalik. That actually means what's good. Kafalik. So
people were pointing guns at each other. Now it is heavy weapons.
You just don't. You got family in there. Safe for say. My family is in there. Safe for say.
Deeply troubling. And
I can't say I back my family because now my family is backing a terrorist regime.
He's asking for the site to be cordoned
You
off.
not fucking get that. So you can't support your family. You don't even want to be connected to no shit like that because they will black van your ass. Oh, that shit. M-rap your ass. So I'm talking about like Joe Carr and his brother, nigga. Oh, there's a race in your town? You want to go run in that race? They give you a backpack, tell you to hold that backpack. You better watch out. Just like me, I gotta go walk in the ALS walk, so to help Lou Gehrig's disease. Ain't nobody giving me no backpack. I'm not wearing no backpack. You will see the demi man walking for his job. to help
press conference,
support
which he
Lou
ended
Gehrig's
by
disease,
saying
even
the
though there's
support he was
already a
getting from
cure.
Russia was moral. So I think there's a feeling
But you would
perhaps
never
among
be able to
some
set this
separatists
guy
they're
up.
not getting the support they wanted from Russia. Certainly Washington blaming the United States. The key issue with the sanctions, though, John, is to a degree they have to be played at the right time. Play them too early, then you take away one of your major reasons for preventing further Russian intervention. Don't play them at all, and the Russians, you might say, in Washington feel they're getting away with it. So we're seeing in the next 24, 48 hours that these sanctions are coming to a head. If they hit the Russian economy extraordinarily hard, there are some analysts who think Putin will say, well, damage has been done. I may as well save some geopolitical face by trying to keep hold of some parts of Ukraine, as some say maybe his end goal. It's a very fragile situation here. It's been bad for a number of weeks. The crash site simply makes more focus upon the war here, and you've got to bear in mind the feelings of the relatives of MH17 in all of this. That crash site now is caught between two sides who are deeply uncompromising, John.
So many things going on here, not only the struggle for Ukraine and to get some stability there in that region, but even just to get investigators into that crash site, all of the economic sanctions being leveled at Russia, as you say, on the precipice of being leveled at Russia. Nick Payton-Walsh, thank you so much for covering all of that for us.
We got a lot more to discuss. This is only one of the major complicated hotspots in the war right now. Coming up, we're going to go to the Middle East and deal with what's happening in Gaza, a major escalation there over the last several hours. Stay with us.